that he's so unique. He's the only guy that runs around naked with a cowboy hat on.
So, in other words, I kind of envy him.
He's the greatest. This guy is close to the celebrity I probably can ever get.
I want to bring to you to the stage the naked cowboy himself.
I love that guy.
I'm the epitome of success in the absence of talent.
I think it's crazy that he's out here in his underwear. You don't see anything like this. You think the naked cowboy is crazy?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
Why?
Who the hell gonna stand out in the middle of Times Square in their drawers playing against something? You gotta be a damn fool.
He's warm and good. He's hard.
He's making money somewhere. Somebody's gonna put him up to do something. Anytime you're bold enough and you got the balls enough to do something stupid in New York, somebody's gonna make you famous.
Very nice guy.
The city's filled with people that are doing far more obscene and stupid things.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now about to witness the undressing of the naked cowboy.
When I was basically I was in Venice Beach, California, like around 1997. I was shooting for Playgirl magazine, and when I was and again, I was trying to get famous by any means I could find. You know, I had read some motivational books. It wasn't this one in particular, but I'm constantly reading motivational books. But it was a Tony Robbins book, Unlimited Power, and I had basically read it and immediately said I'm going to be the most celebrated entertainer of all time in the history of the world. When I went to shoot for the magazine, I also went down to Venice Beach in a cowboy persona, and I played on the beach. And I was ignored the entire time on the boardwalk. And the photographer said, "Why don't you play in your underwear?" I immediately had everything that I was looking for. People immediately knew who I was because it was a self-explanatory outfit. Naked Cowboy was there, and the people were paying attention, and I was able to talk and take pictures. And basically my whole life I was told, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that. I mean, everybody told me what I couldn't do, and I would just do in defiance what they told me I couldn't do. Tony Robbins was the first time, for whatever reason, I actually sat down and read a book and was motivated because he was telling me all the things I could do. And he also made me evaluate, well, what do I have financially? Well, I didn't have no money. What do I socially? Well, I got a few bum friends. Not that they're not good friends. I'm just saying they're nowhere any further than I am. It just forced me to look at my life, be more reflective, and told me to write out goals. And I immediately wrote out goals that were huge, prolific, and I wrote them down. And this is literally the same document that I've been reading for like 14 years. But I walk around with this kind of stuff in my head, and I'm running and training and everything else.
And I'm all about quality and quantity. I have unlimited wealth. I have bank accounts in abundance with billions of dollars in liquid cash. I have stocks and bonds and CDs worth billions of dollars. I'm a real estate tycoon with gorgeous, enormous properties spanning the globe. I have collections of sports cars, luxury automobiles, and massive bling. I'm recession-proof. My economy is pure, radiant wealth at all times. I am the richest man in the history of the world.
This lasts for hours and hours, like 27 different data pieces in here, which are this full document. Again, so I'm constantly polishing and creating and thinking of the world that I want to live into, and I go out every single day doing the simple, one thing I do, which is just go to Times Square and work religiously, methodically every single day. My personality was one of, I'm coming here to serve the people. I didn't even collect tips. I didn't even know about tips. I thought I was just going to get famous because people were going to see me and they were going to put me immediately in a Calvin Klein ad. I was like $40,000 in credit card debt after about 4 years of working as a naked cowboy before I even took $1, and it's because the lady tried to give me a $5 bill and tried to put it in my boot, and I said, go ahead. When I took the dollars that day, and because of the $5 that started it, I had like $40 at the end of the day, which was enough to pay for my biggest expense, which was parking. And then I wrote tips on the boots, made over $600 the next day. That's how incredible, that's how much money I wasn't taking and didn't realize. And when that happened, then of course the whole tide switched, and I made enough money to get myself completely out of debt and build the relationships that are now, creating residual income that'll continue to make me rich, rich, rich.
I don't watch TV or the news a lot. I'm always caught up in my own thing, and I never heard of him. So when one of my clients introduced me, this is Robert, Naked Cowboy, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I heard that part right, but I just kind of ignored it. And so eventually, like he said,
and here we are.
We became friends, you know, just always at the gym, same time, you know, talking about different philosophies and that type of thing. And so I would leave because I'm a fitness trainer, but I'm also a part-time x-ray tech. So I would say, okay, now I'm leaving here. I'm going to my job at the hospital. Where do you go when you leave here? Because he tried explaining it, and I just didn't understand what he meant, that he plays guitar in his underwear in Times Square. So I'm thinking, well, what's the name of the place? He's like 45th and Broadway.
We were both in other relationships at the time, and we were just talking about what a loser the other person was, and so we navigated into dumping the other two people and getting together.
I've always been a fitness person and always trying to stay in good shape, but I had my eating disorder issues, and even to the day I met him. So it made it easier to be with somebody who ate good food rather than being somebody who's constantly eating junk. That would be like a little bit more tempting. So that was one good thing. I had already...
I can translate this. Her life was a wreck. She was falling apart. Nothing was working out. I brought stability to the house. I brought more cleanliness to the house. I brought resources to the house. She was a single mother who was, you know, just raising 3 kids on her own, which made life difficult, which it would for anyone.
Well, I totally agree with what he said. However, in my own defense, I was not a train wreck. I was just coming out of being a train wreck, and I was progressively moving on. I was very determined, and, you know, for the first time, yes, I have, you know, 3 kids. So for the first time, I was on my own and trying to do the role of, you know, what 2 people should be doing. And I was trying to do it all by myself, and I was, but obviously it helps a lot more when you have somebody that's helping, and especially the financial aspect.
I wasn't saying it in a negative connotation. I'm just saying you had more than you could handle on your palate, and you weren't going forward, you were going backward.
Don't need no sign on my pickup truck. Don't need to advertise when it comes to love. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand. All the ladies know I'm a handyman. Yeah, I'm a handyman to have around. I fix more broken hearts than I can count. Lonely women keep me in demand.
Once I got out there after the first time, it was like a nervous wreck. But then I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. People are just like, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I was like, oh my God, I can't even believe I'm standing out here in a bikini. But the people were just like, oh my God, there's a girl. You know, especially women. I was really surprised. More women were receptive. I mean, not that the guys weren't, but the women were like, girl power. Like, they were so excited about the whole thing. So, you know, it kind of made me not have to worry too much about how I was singing or playing.
Come on, people, jump in. Don't be shy. I need body warmth here.
Come on. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I have a kind of a dual reality where I go there, I get naked, and everybody, ah! You know, and I'm at the, you know, I walk into Times Square where the greatest number of people know me and will be looking for me and will immediately recognize me. So I go out there and I have this high, you know, everyone loves me. It's the greatest thing in the world. They're taking pictures. And then I put on my normal clothes. I leave and I'm in complete obscurity. Nobody knows who I am. I'm Robert Burke, and it's just the opposite.